Camber, rocker, reverse camber, zero camber, flat, hybrid rocker, hybrid camber. What the fuck are these? What is up, y'all? It's your boy B, and today I'm gonna be talking about the different basic camber profiles of snowboard. So if you are a beginner snowboarder or you just started learning snowboarding, you probably might have heard of these terms such as camber, rocker, hybrid rocker, reverse camber, flat, zero camber, those kind of terms. These are the different camber profiles of the board. So camber profile is basically the shape of your board when you're looking at it from the edges. So if you lay down your board and you look at it from the side, you're gonna see the shape of your board, and this one affects the feel of the board on snow. So today I'm gonna talk about 4 basic camber profiles of snowboard. First off is camber or traditional camber. Second is rocker or reverse camber. Third is zero camber or flat. And then the fourth one is hybrid camber / hybrid rocker. First off the list is camber profile or traditional camber. It's called traditional because once upon a time, all the snowboards are made with this camber profile. So think of the shape of it as a reverse letter U. So with this shape, it gives a better stability on higher speed. It gives the board a better edge hold when you're doing carving, and it makes the board poppier, which is good for ollies and jumps. So think of the shape of the camber profile as you approach a jump. So as you approach the jump, you put pressure on the camber profile, and as you leave the jump, it snaps back, which gives you a better height when you do jumps and ollies. So that's one of the pros of having a camber profile. But there are a few cons with this camber profile. As you see with the shape, it's a reverse letter U, meaning the position of the tip and the tail of the snowboard are not as high as the other camber profiles. So it's not advisable for a beginner because it's easier to catch your edge if you have this kind of camber profile with your board. And also with this kind of camber profile, it's harder for you to float on a powder. And typically it's harder to do some presses and butters with this kind of camber profile. But in general, as a beginner, you can still learn snowboarding on a camber profile snowboard. It's just that it's not gonna be as easier as when you're on other camber profiles such as rocker or reverse camber. And having said that, let's move on to the rocker or reverse camber. So reverse camber or rocker, as the name says, it's a total opposite of a camber profile. So think of the shape of it as a letter U, the opposite of camber, or a banana shape, like this. I don't know if you can imagine a banana here, but yeah, a banana shape where the position of the tip and the tail is much higher than a traditional camber profile, or they're lifted, which makes the board easier to turn and less catchy, which is really advisable for a beginner or when you're just starting snowboarding. And it gives the board a more playful feel and looser feel, and it floats well on powder, and it's easier to do presses and butters with this. The downside of having this camber profile is that it's less stable and higher speed. So as you increase your speed, it's gonna be wobblier and it's less poppier because of the shape, and it doesn't hold the edge as much as the traditional camber profile. So next one is flat camber or zero camber. As the name says, it doesn't have a traditional camber profile nor a rocker profile. It's just plain flat. So with this profile, it gives the board more stability, and it's good for landing bigger jumps, and it's good for jibbing, hitting rails and boxes. And typically it's fairly quick to turn from one edge to the other, so it's great for riding through trees and tighter areas. And it also provides a decent amount of edge hold. The downside is that due to having so much contact with the ground, this style would be a slower ride. So if speed is your thing, this may not be the way to go. Also, for the beginners, it will be easier to catch an edge than a rocker board, but it's more stable. Flat profiles aren't common. A flat to rocker, on the other hand, is much more common, and it is a very popular choice for beginner boards. A flat to rocker profile, as it sounds, it has the rocker sections before the contact points, helping to make it less catchy and easier to initiate a turn. So flat to rocker profile has a flat and a rocker tip and tail, which makes the board less catchy on your edge. Hence, it's good for beginners. Alright, next one. Okay, so nowadays this is the most common camber profile that you would see in the market. It's called hybrid camber or hybrid rocker. So basically it's just a mix of a rocker and camber. So it depends which is more dominant, if it's a camber dominant or a rocker dominant. Some examples of this one are the banana technology of LibTech or GNU. Those ones are mostly rocker dominant but has camber sections in the board. Some others have what they call rock-out camber from Salomon, which is a mix of a rocker, camber, and a flat profile all throughout the board, which is, you know, kind of nice. But yeah, with this kind of profile, there always gonna be a rocker tip and tail, which makes the board great for turning and floating powder, while the camber under your feet or between your feet gives more stability and pop, speed, and increased edge hold. So most of the boards that have this kind of profile are all mountain board. Basically, it's a do-it-all camber profile. If you don't know what to expect on your snowboard day, then you can always bring this kind of camber profile snowboard. So with this type of profiles, it's just up to you if you want to buy a more camber dominant hybrid profile or a rocker dominant camber profile. And at the end of the day, it depends on what you wanted to do with that snowboard or your riding ability or where you're gonna take it. So it's up to you. So yeah, those are the 4 basic common camber profiles in the market. So that's it, guys. If you like this video and you think I've helped you even a little bit, please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you haven't checked out my video about 4 styles of snowboarding, you can check it out right here. And don't forget to smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and don't forget to share and subscribe. Peace. See you in the next one. Boom.